गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. We are in the Upanishad class. We are doing Prashnopanishad. One moment. Hey, why it's not closing? So here the teacher, as we said towards the end of the last class, that the first three chapters were about the outer inquiry, extroverted inquiry, apara inquiry. It was about the apara. And now the fourth student, his attention is going towards the source. Previously, systematically it is taking us inside, starting from the outside. And here the fourth student asks the question, and Chaturtha Prashna Atha Haina, we'll chant from here. Did we start the question or no? Hello?
नहीं स्वामी अभी जी शुरू नहीं किया है, शुरू करने वाले थे, बस आपने थोड़ा समरी दिया था लास्ट टाइम.
Okay. Repeat after me. अथ हैनं सौर्यायणी गार्ग्य प्रप्रच्छ अथ हैनं सौर्यायणी गार्ग्य पप्रच्छ भगवन् एतस्मिन् पुरुषे कानि स्वपन्ति कान्यस्मिन् जाग्रति कतर एष देवः स्वप्नान् पश्यति कस्यैतत् सुखं भवति कस्मिन्नु सर्वे सम्प्रतिष्ठिता भवन्तीति. Together I'll chant it more. We can chant the same way. अथ हैनं सौर्यायणी गार्ग्यपप्रच्छ भगवन् एतस्मिन् पुरुषे कानि स्वपन्ति कान्यस्मिन् जाग्रति कतर एष देवः स्वप्नान् पश्यति कस्यैतत् सुखं भवति कस्मिन्नु सर्वे सम्प्रतिष्ठिता भवन्तीति. My eyesight is not very good today, so I will be struggling a little bit. I don't know what is going on. So now the here the fourth student has asked the question, and he asks why? Because up to now the first three chapters were all about pertaining to relativity, were pertaining to aparavidya, or in other words, aparavidya is about doer, doing, done, and who is the doer, what is the work done, etc. And in it, the Shankaracharya will says the sadhya sadhana lakshana was given. Now the second portion of the second portion of the Upanishad begins. What is happening? So here, who is the student? And remember, the teacher was sage Pippalad, and to him, the grandson of the Lord Sun, S-U-N, Lord Sun, his grandchild, his grandson, his name is Gargya, because he's the child of Gargi. So that Gargya, he asked, what did he ask? He said that, "O God, O Lord, who is in this person, in this praja, or in this body, in this purusha, who sleeps? Then who and out of them who is awake, and who is watching the dreams? Which God is watching the dreams? And in the deep sleep, who is the one who is experiencing the bliss? And in whom," the last question, "and in whom all this is established, in whom is all this happening? Kasminnu sarve sampratishtita bhavantiti." Sampratishtita, sarve, all this that we have told, in whom all this is happening. So, atha hainam sauryayani gargyah papracha. Then thereafter, the student Gargya, who is the grandson of Lord Sun, he asked, what did he ask? Prashnatrayena paravidya gocharam sarvam parisamapya samsara vyakruta vishayam sadhya sadhana lakshanam anityam. Then he asks that what was, see, in the he asked three questions, but a bit of a background of that I told you last week, but again repeat that in the second portion of the Mundaka Upanishad also comes from the same Veda as this Prashnopanishad, and there the second portion of the Upanishad deals with the Paravidya. So just now we told you Aparavidya is about the relativity, Paravidya is about the absolute, is about the source, is about the essence. And you can see in the last three questions that were addressed, everything was about the world, and the world is of duality, and that duality was mentioned here as Pran and Rahi, the experiencer and experienced, the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna, and etc. all that was explained. And now here the topic is Paravidya, and this Paravidya is not something which is a result of something. It is not a product of something. And this Paravidya, Para means transcendental, Vidya means knowledge. That transcendental knowledge is not a result of sadhana. Understand this. Then what are we doing? Doing lom, anulom, doing pranayam, doing yoga, keeping our body fit. Keep doing it. No, it's not going to get you anything. Then what is this Paravidya? Paravidya is not the result of any sadhana. Why? Because it is self-established. That was told there in the second portion of the Mundaka Upanishad. And and this Paravidya, it cannot be comprehended by mind, it cannot be spoken of by the speech, it cannot be understood through thoughts or concepts. So which means your entire coming to the class, why have you come? To listen. You cannot gain it by listening. Why you have come? To understand. You cannot understand it. And why have I come? To speak. You cannot speak about it. So what is going on? Leela chal rahi hai. Game, the divine sport is going on. The teacher is speaking about that which cannot be spoken of, and the student is understanding that which cannot be understood. and therefore this Paravidya is absolutely pure. It is Shanta, Shantam. It is ever the same, and it is never changing, and it is only gained by Paravidya. What is Paravidya? It is only gained by itself, because it is self-gained. And so this Paravidya, this infinite reality, this essence is inside and outside. There is no place there that it is not, and therefore it is worthy to be spoken about. If at all we have to talk about, if we have to speak about, let us speak about this only because it is worthy. So these next 3 chapters that are going to begin now, they are about this Paravidya. Where are we? I'm just checking. Where am I? Hare? So, Prashna Trayena Paravidya Gocharam Sarvas Parisamapya Samsaram Vyakrita Vishayam Sadhya Sadhana Lakshanam Anityam. And here it is told that after having talked about the previous 3 chapters, which was about Sadhya Sadhana Rupa, the subject and object, and both the subject and the object, the meaning the duality, are anitya. Anitya means impermanent, and through that impermanence, through the subject object pran and rai, the we talked about the samsar, how they are pervading the samsar, and having concluded that, and now now we go behind the duality. What do you mean by going behind the duality? We go to the essence of duality. What do you mean? From where does this duality exist? Where does it come from? So here the thought is told. So here and also the pran, mind, and indriya. This paravidya, it is not a subject matter for the pranas, it is not a subject matter for mind, it is not a subject matter for the senses. When they say indriya, we have to understand it is both jnanendriya and karmendriya, the organs of perception or organs of knowledge and organs of action. So it is not a topic of that can be comprehended by prana, mana, and indriyas, and this paravidya, it is avedya. Avedya means what? It is unknowable. Atha idanim asadya sadhana lakshanam pranam amano gocharam atindriya vishayam. So first it was the negative side was told, that that it cannot be known through pran, mana, and the indriyas and the senses. Then what is it? Shivam, Shantam, Avikrutam Aksharam, Satyam, Paravidyagamyam, Purushakyam, Subahya Bhantaram Majam, Vaktavyam iti Uttaram Prashnatrayam arabhyate. So what is this paravidya? It is Shivam, auspicious, it is Shantam, it is avikari. Avikari meaning it is without any modifications. Aksharam, Akshara means it cannot be reduced to anything, irreducible. It is Satyam, that means it is the only truth. And also Sabahya Bhantaram Ajam, meaning it is inside and outside. There is no place, in other words, there is no place that it is not. And also at the same time, Ajam, Bahya and Abhyantara, Abhyantaram Ajam. Ajam means unborn, and this and now we are going to talk about this Purusha, who is this Shiva, Shanta, Avikari, Akshara, Satya, who is inside, outside, everywhere, who is unborn. About this Purusha, about this Tattva, we are going to be talking about. And with reference to this, the next three questions, the fourth, fifth, and sixth, there are total 6 questions in Prashnopanishad. So the next 3 questions will be addressing this topic. Continuing, Tatra Sudiptadi Vagner Yasmat Parad Aksharat Sarve Bhava Visfullinga Iva Jayante Tatra Cha Aiva Piyanti Ityuktam Dvitiye Mundake. So same thing what I told you in that intro, same thing is being mentioned here again, that in the second portion of the Mundakopanishad, which is called Dvitiya Mundak, it was told that that everything the example that was taken was just as out of the fire, excuse me, just like from a well lighted fire, the sparks come out, and and uh, and uh, uh, and there's, what are those sparks? Nothing but the fire element alone. And then same way from the Brahma, that means the creator, the beings come out, then they stay for some time, just like those sparks stays for some time, and then they go back. And same way here also, now the student is asking, केते सर्वे भावा अक्षराद vibhajyante. He says, what is that which comes out and gets separated from, just like those sparks became separated from the fire. Similarly, the student is asking that now, how come they come out of the fire and stay outside, separate to it, and then they go back to it? How come? What is the procedure? And what, out of what do they come? They come out of that. Here it is told, Akshara Tattva. Kete sarve bhava aksharad vibhajyante. So how do they come out of that akshara, that which cannot be reduced, that which is complete? Akshara Purusha. Kshara, that which can reduce. Akshara, that which cannot reduce, that which cannot modify. Avikari. So how out of that which is complete, how something can come out and how something can go back to it and stay in it, and such questions are asked. Katham va vibhaktaha santastatra eva apiyanti. And after having separated from that akshara tattva, how do they go back and become one with it again? And after kim lakshanam va tadaksharamiti, and also and what are the properties or qualities or attributes of that akshara tattva? Etad vivakshaya adhuna prashnan udbhavayati. To answer all these questions, now the Shruti meaning Upanishads, the Shruti asks this question further. What is that question? Bhagavan etasmin purushe shiraha pranaya panyad iti no पाण्यादिमति कानि करणानि स्वपन्ति स्वापं कुर्वन्ति स्व व्यापाराद उपरमन्ते कानि च अस्मिन् जागृति जागरणं अनिद्रावस्थां स्वव्यापारं कुर्वन्ति till here. Otherwise there is a full stop there. So he says, oh teacher, who is this person who has shiraha etasmin purushe shira panyadamiti kani karanani swapanti? So who is this person with hands and legs? Which are the faculties which go to sleep? Faculties, indriyas. Indriyas is the organs of perception, organs of action, mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankar, all that. So he is asking, what are the faculties that go to sleep? Meaning That means, what does sleep mean here? Sleep means that all the faculties withdraw from their business of seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, and go back. Where do they go back? And what do they go back to? And the next question is, where are we? Jagranam anidravastham swavyaparam kurvanti. So having withdrawn from their business, so eyes are in the business of seeing, ears are in the business of hearing, tongue is in the business of tasting, etc., etc. So having withdrawn from it, where do they go? That is the question. Kataraha karyakarana lakshana yoresha devaha swapnan pashyati. Karyakarana means that which is a result of cause and effect, that is this body and with the senses, etc. Who is that? What is that power? What is that person? What is that? Who is that? Not what. Who is that person who sees the dream? Then स्वप्नो नाम जाग्रद दर्शनान निवृत्तस्य जाग्रद वदन्तः शरीरे यद दर्शनम. That individual who has withdrawn from the waking experience, so here the student himself is asking the question and then answering also. So what is that that individual who has withdrawn from the or Shankaracharya is explaining. That is the question and Shankaracharya is answering. The teacher has not answered yet. So he says, what is the swapnavastha? What is the dream state? Dream state is when the individual has withdrawn from the waking world, from the waking experience, and goes and gets established within his mind, within his antakaran. Antakaran is mana, buddhi, chitta, hankar, mind, intellect, memory, and ego, and starts seeing the waking world like experience within the mind, by the mind. So that is called as dream. Then yad darshanam tat kim karya lakshanena devena nivartayate kim va karana lakshanena kenachid iti abhiprayah. He says that who makes this happen? So Shankaracharya is saying that he's qualifying that question, that who experiences the dream state. So people may not know what is dream. Many people think, they write books about dream. They write that dream is they can analyze your dreams and tell what is going to happen and what is not going to happen. Here, very simply, it is told, dream experience is nothing but, and we must take it that way. Don't try to go, I dreamt this one, I dreamt that one, and then start connecting the dots and create another imagination in our mind. So what is dream? Unfinished experiences in the waking. When the individual has withdrawn from the waking experience, whatever impressions there are which are unfinished, unresolved, incomplete, they all jumble up and they appear in the mind as as another world. So there, the body is also there, the senses are also there, the karmendriyas are also there, the mind, intellect, memory and ego of every person is there, space, air, fire, water, earth is there. Every person has the pancha pranas, pran and rahi, everything is going on. Just like the waking world, you were experiencing outside, now you are experiencing the world inside. And here the question is that who is the one who is watching this dream? That was the question. Then he goes on. उपरते च जाग्रत स्वप्न व्यापारे यत् प्रसन्नं निरायास लक्षण मनाबाधम सुखम कस्यैतद् भवति. Also, when the business of waking and dream, that is dream or sleep, here we'll say dream, when the business of waking and dream has been concluded, then who is that who becomes so happy and comes to attain, enjoy the bliss of where there is nothing, he is enjoying the bliss. Who is he? Then he says here, Shankaracharya, तस्मिन् काले जाग्रत स्वप्न व्यापाराद उपरताः सन्तः कस्मिन्नु सर्वे सम्यक् एकीभूताः सम्प्रतिष्ठिताः. So here he says that at the time, now he is qualifying that question. He said, Adi Shankaracharya ji is saying, at that time, when he has withdrawn from the business of waking and dream, and along with all the indriyas, whenever now we use the word indriyas, you understand the karmendriyas and the jnanendriyas. With all the indriyas, all indriyas merging into one, in what do they go and get established? Okay, this is still a question. In what do they get established? Where do they get established? That means when all the indriyas in the deep sleep, when all the senses have been withdrawn, where do they go and get established? In other words, just like the nectar in the beehive is nothing but different pollens put together, and just like another example taken here is, we'll read that, madhuni rasavat samudra pravishta nadyadi vaccha vivekanarha प्रतिष्ठिता भवन्ति संगताः संप्रतिष्ठिता भवन्ति इति अर्थः. In other words, just like the nectar in the beehive, and or the second example is that all the rivers merging into the ocean, they lose their individuality. Similarly, in the madhuras क्या बोलते हैं, honey, in the honey, all pollens, honey is nothing but all pollens put together, but all the pollens lose their individuality. The bee goes and brings one pollen. Similarly, all the rivers lose their individuality in the ocean. You cannot bring out a river out of the ocean. Hey, where did this river go? I want the river back again. It cannot be. So outside they are seen as separate, just like all these indriyas are seen separate. Where do they merge into? And so here he says, विवेकानर्हा प्रतिष्ठिता भवन्ति संगता संप्रतिष्ठिता भवन्ति इति अर्थः. That these senses, jnanendriyas and karmendriyas, they are incapable of doing anything. Yet, how do they get established in their source? And in this way, it is told. The student then says, Nanu न्यस्तदात्रादि करणवत स्वव्यापाराद उपरतानि पृथक् पृथगेव स्वात्मन्यवतिष्ठन्त इति एतद् युक्तं कृतः प्राप्तिः सुषुप्त पुरुषाणां करणानां कस्मिंचिद् एकी भावगमनाशंकायाः प्रष्टुः. The student because he has worked it out, and then on top of that he says, he raises a doubt. He has understood, the teacher has told all this, now he has understood, he is repeating what he has understood, and here nanu means that a doubt is projected by the student. And what is the doubt? He says, Sir, why are you creating problems for us? Just as carpenter, when he uses the various tools to cut the wood, and when his job is finished, he keeps the wood, the tools back. The tools don't go back to the iron. They remain separate. They don't merge into anything. Now you understand from this example, you can understand where the student's mind is, what his angle of approach is. And that is why Upanishads are taught to a refined mind. And refined mind comes about when our itch to indulge in the world, when we have no desires to fulfill in this world other than only one. What is that? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. All that we want is moksha. To such a refined person whose only goal is moksha, then these words of the Upanishads will start having an impact. It is good we are listening, it is good I am talking, but the inner environment should be created. And that inner environment gets created only when we withdraw from the world. Meaning what? You live in this world, but not get affected, influenced, enslaved by anything in this world. That is what is meant. Otherwise, these type of questions will come, and we may not have thought this question. In this entire, we may not have thought this question, but here the student is asking, just as a carpenter uses his tools, and when he finishes his work, he leaves the tool and goes to bed, and when he comes back next morning, he finds the tools as there. The tools didn't go back to the iron, like the rivers went back to the ocean, or the Polans became the Madhuras. His attention is still on very much grossness. And in this way, so similarly, the Indriyas, like the instruments of the carpenter, the Indriyas also, when they withdraw from their field of operation, and each one separately gets established. Where do they get established? I understand that they get established, each sense, indriyas, meaning each sense, they get established independently somewhere. Just like each instrument, whether it is the RE or it is the hammer or it is the plier, they remain, and next morning the carpenter finds them again. So the student is saying the five sense organs and the five organs of action, they remain separate in their own something, somewhere, and therefore next day again we find it. Probably that's what he says, I think. This is how I understood. And then the next question that he asks, Kutah prapti, iti etad yuktam, this is how I have understood. Krutah prapti sushupta purushanam karananam kasmin chideki bhavagam nashankayaha prashtuhu. So the questioner the questioner is asking that when a person goes to sleep, where do all the indriyas, where do all the faculties, the karmendriyas and the jnanendriyas, how, in whom, in what, how is it possible that they become one, and how is that possible? Because if the instruments don't go back to iron, how these different faculties go back to whatever you are saying that everything has come from one? This is the question. The yuktaiva tvashanka, the teacher says, answering this question, ki what doubt you have raised is appropriate, because yataha samhatani karanani swamarthani paratantrani cha jagrad vipaye tasmat swape api samhatanam पारतंत्रयेणैव कस्मिन् चित् संगतिर न्यायेति तस्माद् आशंकानुरूप एव प्रश्नोयम्. The teacher says that the indriyas the student is perplexed as to how the indriyas merge back, how the different faculties merge back. That is what he is asking. He is not able to suss it out. And then, therefore, he says here, the indriyas, the teacher is answering, that the indriyas in the waking and dream are not independent. Now be very attentive here. The indriyas, the faculties in the waking and dream are not independent. What does that mean? And because they are not independent in waking and deep, therefore in deep sleep also they cannot be independent. Then where did they come from? They come from the same substratum, they go back to the same substratum, the Akshara Tattva that was told before. So here the yatah samhatani karanani, so here he says, because from the Pancha Mahabhut, these Indriyas were created, and they do their job, and they become extrovert to see, hear, touch, feel, taste. From the eyes see, the ears hear, etc., and they don't have any purpose for themselves. Eyes don't see for themselves, ears don't hear for themselves, tongue doesn't taste for itself, the skin doesn't feel for itself, the nose doesn't smell for itself, the legs don't walk for themselves, the hand doesn't hold for itself, the speech doesn't speak for itself. Then all these faculties are functioning for whom? There is some person, there is one Swami behind, for whom all these faculties are functioning, and they become extroverted for him. And even though they have become extroverted, so even though they are they appear to be separated, here we are seeing them all separate, but actually here the how should I put it without confusing, that even though they are in the Jagrat Avastha, they don't have independent, this is the word, they don't have independent existence. In sleep, dream also, they don't have independent existence. And therefore, in deep sleep also, they are not independent. This question will be answered. These are all the questions. The student is confused. So, in something they do go back, the teacher is saying. He is not answering straight away. He is saying, yes, your question is correct. Certainly, first understand these indriyas, organs of action and organs of perception, they are dependent, they are not independent in any of the three states. They appear to be...
Alert from no backups for 1,443 days.
So they appear to be separate. Certainly, my dear student, they do go back. So this is so here see what the teacher says. Tasmad ashankanurupa eva prashnaha ayam. And what question said, this doubt is valid, absolutely valid. He is not answering. First he is praising the inquiry of the student. Why he has to praise? Because then the student is alert that, I asked a question, I am on the right track. Where is this going on? In the student's mind. What did we tell at the beginning of this question? That Paravidya is beyond speech, beyond mind, beyond concept. But doubts are only in the mind. This mind has to be resolved. So let's see where the student and the teacher take us. So here the atra tu karyakarana sanghato yasminscha pralinaha sushupta pralaya kalayoho tad vishesham vubhutsoho sakonu syaditi kasmin sarve sampratishthita bhavanti iti. So the students, this doubt is valid, and the questioner's question is, who is that to whom everything goes back? So the student, even though he has given that very gross example of instruments not going back to iron, but his attention is on the person. on the Purusha. What is the source? Somewhere they must be going back. So he says, who is that person and in whom do they go and get established? And at the time of Sushupti, that is deep sleep, or at the time of everything is total destruction, in whom do this cause and effect, because this is the cause, the eyes are the cause, the seen is the effect, the ears are the cause, the heard is the effect. So this karya karana, so the experiencer and the experience, the subject and the object, this duality, where do they all go and merge? To understand this question is asked. Continuing, read after me, second verse. So let's recap. Let's recap. What are the 5 questions that are asked in this first verse? First one is that which are the organs which go to sleep or which merge in this person? Second is which keeps awake in him? Which keeps awake in him? Who is the one who is knowing that the dream was going on, the sleep was going on? Who is that? Third, what is that Deva? What is that power? What is that Akshara Tattva which experiences the dream? We are not talking about here the witnessing consciousness. We are asking, who is the one who is experiencing the dream? Fourth question, to whom does this happiness occur in deep sleep? And the last question is, in whom does all this get merged when the Pralaya Kal comes or the Sushupti comes? Sushupti is at the individuality level, Pralaya Kal is at the totality level. Where does it all go back? Did I read all this? Okay. Correct. Repeat. Tasmai sa hovacha, yatha gargya, marichayo, marichayoho kasyastam gachatah sarva etasmin tejo mandale eki bhavanti taha punaha punara udayatah pracharantyevam punara udayatah pracharantyevam havaitat sarvam pare deve manasyeki bhavati tena tarhe esha purusho न शृणोति न पश्यति न शृणोति न पश्यति न जिघ्रति न रसयते न जिघ्रति न रसयते न स्पृशते न अभिवदते न स्पृशते न अभिवदते नादत्ते नानन्दयते नादत्ते नानन्दयते न विसृजते नेयायते न विसृजते नेयायते स्वपीतीति आचक्षते स्वपीतीति आचक्षते स्वपीतीति आचक्षते. Together, if you want to, तस्मै स होवाच यथा गार्ग्य मरीचयोरकस्यास्तं गच्छतः सर्वा एतस्मिन् तेजोमण्डल एकी भवन्ति ताः पुनः पुनरुदयतः प्रचरन्त्येवं ह वै तत्सर्वं परे देवे मनस्येकी भवति तेन तर्ह्येष पुरुषो न शृणोति न पश्यति न जिघ्रति न रसयते न स्पृशते नाभिवदते नादत्ते नानन्दयते न विसृजते नेयायते स्वपीतीत्याचक्षते. Mouthful. What does he say? So here he gives the example. Just as the teacher says, hey Gargya, hey oh student, oh dear student, Gargya, just as that when the sun sets, at that time all the rays of the sun, they come together and go back to the sun, and when the sun rises, again they emerge out of the sun. So at the sunset they merge into the sun, at the sunrise they emerge out of the sun and again spread themselves everywhere. Same way, all the indriyas, the karmendriyas and the jnanendriyas, they go back to the mind and become one with the mind, and when the that's it. And when they go back to the mind, then the Purusha, the person within, he does not listen, he does not see, he does not smell, he does not taste, he does not feel, sparsh, he does not speak, he does not hold, he does not enjoy, he does not excrete, and he does not have any itch to do anything while he is sleeping. Such a person is called as a sleeping person. My God, we never thought, our school never taught all this. We are understanding who we are. तस्मै स होवाचाचार्यः. So the Acharya, who is Acharya? There is Guru, there is Rishi, there is Muni, there is Acharya, there is Adhyapaka, there is Professor. What is the difference? Rishi is Drashta, he is one with the truth. Muni, he can be one with the truth, or he can be a tapasvi. He is who is a acharya. Acharya is a person. One way to look at it is the one who teaches. And what is he teaching? He is teaching that which he has experienced. Then it will be Brahma with Brahmanisht. So he is speaking out of experience. Or another way Acharya can be that he is on his journey to the truth, and on that journey he is sharing the knowledge what he has studied through his teacher who has come down the lineage, and he is very clear with the what he has studied, and therefore he is teaching that to those who are willing to listen, those who come in the right manner to the teacher, to the acharya. I told you, when we went to the ashram, we were almost 65 of us. And after 1 month, we were on 3 weeks, we were only 25, 27 of us. What happened to the rest 40 people? We used to call Anubhavanandaji Acharya. So in a classroom, it is Acharya. So what was he teaching? He was teaching the scriptures. But other times, what was he doing? He used to make us wash the dishes for 200 people breakfast, then 300 people lunch, then another 200 people for dinner. Every week he kept increasing. First week it was only breakfast, second week it was breakfast and lunch, third week it was breakfast, lunch and dinner. 40 people left because of that. I have come here to study the scriptures, not wash dishes. This is the Shudra job. This is low. This is not what I have come for. I want to contemplate. I want to meditate. I want to chant the scriptures. I want to do Parayan of Ramayana and Srimad Bhagavatam. And this was after 6 classes every day. Survival of the fittest. This is how the Acharya checks if you are qualified or not to listen. So many of them just, those who are, so faith in the Acharya, belief that this is the person from whom I am going to study. If one dish, if little bit of gardening, if little bit of temple cleaning, if little bit of dishwashing is going to distract us from our goal, then what type of student you are? And that is going to break your faith in the Guru Shishya Parampara. It requires humongous faith. Your mind has, we also had doubts at that time. What are we here for? But we never gave in to those doubts. We trusted that it is a test. And that test lasted all the 2 years. After 1 week it started, it lasted till the end we left. Is that because of that we start looking down upon the Acharya? No. So Acharya is also a person who is practicing what he is teaching in life, in the classes. He practices in life. Not knowledge for others, and salary for me. Then he is a professor. Then he is a adhyapak. Acharya is not doing for anything in return. But the parampara says something has to be given. Yesterday we talked that Surya Dev was the Acharya of Hanumanji. And at the end, Hanumanji said, please ask for Guru Dakshina. He says, go and take care of Sugriv on the earth. You protect him. So Acharya, so here, this Acharya, Pippalad, so they have used the word Muni Pippalad, they have used the word Rishi Pippalad, now Acharya Pippalad, Shankaracharya is using that word. And he spoke to that questioner. What did he say? Shrunu he Gargya yat tvaya prishtham. Hey Gargya, what you have asked. Now you listen. And I'm going to tell you the answer to what you have asked. Yatha marichayo rashmayoho arkasya adityasya adityastama darshanam gachatah sarva asheshata etasmin tejo mandale tejo rashi rupa eki bhavanti विवेकान अर्हत्वम अविशेषताम गच्छन्ति मरीचयस्तस्यैवार्कस्य ता पुनः पुनरुदयत उद्गच्छतः प्रचरन्ति विकीर्यन्ते. The teacher says just like the rays of the sun are withdrawn, or all the rays of the sun set. When the sun sets, all the rays, they go back to the sun. And what does that mean? They go back to the source. In the physical world, we can see that the rays have gone back to the, where did they come from? The sun. Where do they go back? They must have gone back to the sun only. Where else they will go? And once they go back, they cannot be differentiated. तेजो राशि रूप एकी भवन्ति विवेकानर्हत्वम विशेषताम गच्छन्ति. Then you cannot separate them. Then you cannot see them as separate, different rays. And then, and again when the sun rises, the rays again come out. Ta punaha punaraudayata udgachatah pracharanti vikiryante. Then again they come and spread themselves around, or pervade the earth. Here earth word is not used. Come out. So here he says, if you can understand this yathayam drishtanta, just like this example, evam havai tat sarvam vishendriyadi jatam pare prakrushte deve dyotanavati मनसि चक्षुरादि देवानां मनस्तंत्रत्वात् परो देवो मनः तस्मिन् स्वप्न काल एकी भवति. Excuse me. Just like that example, oh my dear student, during sleep, all these, what is all these rays? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, etc., etc. All these faculties, all these indriyas, they and their both the stimuli, so the Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, and their organs, the eyes, the etc., etc., the faculties as well as the eyes, both, they go back to their God. And who is their God? The mind is their God. Chakshuradi devanam manaha tantratvat paro devo manaha. So they go back. One moment, I have to put it off. So all the indriyas, they go back to the mind, and that mind Just one moment, I'll pause. Someone is trying to get into unnecessarily. So that mind is the Paramadeva, Parodevo Manaha, Tasmin Swapna Kalam Eki Bhavati, and all the Indriyas become one in that mind. Continuing. Eki Bhavati. Mandale Marichivad Avisheshatam Gacchati. Just like all the rays of the sun lost their became one. You couldn't see the rays as separate as the various rays. You could not see them because they have become one. They cannot be separated now. Similarly, these indriyas in the sleep also, in the sushupti, they cannot be separated. Jijagari shoscha rashmivat mandalan manasa eva pracharanti swavyapārāya pratishtante. And again it says that when the sun, when that person wakes up, when the mind wants to wake up, then again all the indriyas come out and get into their business of what each individual business. What is that? Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, etc. And they get involved in their business. In the sleep, they withdraw from the business. In the waking, they involve in the business. When in sleep, where do they go back? They go back to the mind. Understand this about yourself. We are not talking about some third person. This is what is happening to you every day. So don't go into some other imagination about yourself. Yasmat swapna kale shrotradini shabdadi upalabdhi karanani manasi eki bhutani va karana vyaparad uparatani tena tasmat tarhi tasmin swapakala esha devadattadi lakshanah पुरुषो न शृणोति न पश्यति न जिग्रति न रसयते न स्पृशते नाभिवदते नादत्ते नानन्दयते न विसृजते नेयायते स्वपीतीत्याचक्षते लौकिकाः. Because in the deep sleep, in the sushupti kal, in because all the faculties, that is all the indriyas, they merge into one, and there is no differentiation between them, and therefore they withdraw from all their business that were performing before. That's why it is called as therefore. So in that deep sleep state, the Purusha, and the Purusha is called here as Devadatta. Who is this Devadatta? Devadatta word is used by Shankaracharya. Chinmayanand ji used to use Gupta ji. Our Swami ji also used Gupta ji. Shankaracharya, Osho uses Mullah Nasruddin. And here our Shankaracharya ji, he uses Devadatta. Who is this Devadatta? The ignorant person. He always takes the mickey out of him. So who is this Devadatta? This Devadatta, who is ignorant in the deep sleep state, that person, here it is told that he does not listen, he does not see, he does not smell, he does not taste, he does not feel, he does not speak, he does not hold anything, and also he does not enjoy anything, neither does he withdraw from anything, and nor does he get attached to anything. Neither does he withdraw from anything, nor does he get involved in anything. Very important point. Huh? Na visrajate neyayate. Then when this type of behavior is seen in the person, then a person that is called to be sleeping or in deep sleep. Understand. So definition of deep sleep was given. So laukikaha, in the worldly sense, such a person is said to be sleeping. Continuing in our next. What's the time? 8:49. Prana. Okay. प्राणाग्नय एवैतस्मिन् पुरे जाग्रति. प्राणाग्नय एवैतस्मिन् पुरे जाग्रति. गार्हपत्योः वा एषोपानो. गार्हपत्योः वा एषोपानो. व्यानो अन्वाहार्यपचनो. व्यानो अन्वाहार्यपचनो. यद्गार्हपत्यात् प्रणीयते. यद्गार्हपत्यात् प्रणीयते. प्रणयनाद् आहवनीयः प्राणः. आहवनीयः प्राणः. टुगेदर. प्राणाग्नय एवैतस्मिन् पुरे जाग्रति. गार्हपत्योः वा एषो अपानो. व्यानो अन्वाहार्यपचनो. यद्गार्हपत्यात् प्रणीयते. प्रणयनाद आहवनीयः प्राणः. He says, the Shruti says that then who, remember, who is awake? Next question was, who is awake in sleep? He is not. Slowly the teacher will take him to the essence. But the question is about the body. His question is about waking dream and deep sleep. Straight away going to the essence. So right now the teacher has not gone to the Paravidya. The Purusha is, the teacher is telling him, because in the first three questions were about the world, now the teacher is, and the world was because of the senses. Now naturally, next step is what? Where have the senses come from? Where do they go? Where do they come from? Where do they go back to? And that is being addressed. So where do they come from, and where do they go back to? Mind. So here it is told, and then okay, now we are talking. We have gone beyond waking and dream. Now we are going into deep sleep, where everything is nil, zero, shunya. Where have the senses gone? They have gone back to the mind. They are undifferentiated, existing as undifferentiated mind. Then here, who is awake then? How is the body maintained? How is everything going on? So here it is told that in this body of 9 gates, Pura means, is that Pura somewhere? Pure. Pranagnaya evai tasmin Pure Jagrati. Pure is the city. In Srimad Bhagavad, the story comes, the city of 9 gates. This is the city of 9 gates. You work it out what the 9 gates are. And So this body, in this body of 9 gates, what remains awake is the Pranagni. Pranagni. And then it is told that, where is the verse? Garhapatyoha va eshaha apano vyano anvaharya pachano yad garhapatyat praniyate. So here it is told that this apan itself is the Garhapatya Agni. Remember in the previous chapter question, what was apan? There were 5 pran, apan, saman, vyan, udan. Isn't it the 5 airs? So here it is saying the apan is the Garhapatya Agni, vyan is the Anvaharya Pachana, and that which is taken out of the apan to light something, that is called as prana. That's why it is called as Ahavaniya Agni. So when it will be explained afterwards, don't get overwhelmed with all these words. What is Garhapatya and Anvaharya and Ahavaniya Agni, the 3 types of fire. I think if I get into this, चलो कर लेते हैं, टाइम है 5 minutes is there. सुप्तवत्सु श्रोत्रादिषु कारणेषु एतस्मिन् पुरे नवद्वारे देहे प्राणाग्नय प्राणा एव पंच वायवोग्नय इवाग्नयो जागृति. In this city of 9 gates, and in that body in which various faculties are there, the various indriyas are there, when they go to sleep, then the pranagni, the pranic fire, if you want to use the word in English, and these pranas, they are like, here the 5 pranas are taken as the fire. These 5 fires are awake inside. See this, okay, here it says that Ivagnayo Jagrati means these fires are awake. Agni Samanyam hi aha Garho Patyoha va esho apanaha. Next time I have to put it off. Where are we? So how it is similar, how these pranas are similar to fire is being told. This apan is called as Garhapatya Agni. Garhapatya Agni is like, why it is called, why is it like that? So it is told, Katham Ityaha, why is it so? Why is it called as Garhapatya Agni, the apana? So Shankaracharya ji himself is asking the question and himself answering. Yasmat Garhapatyad Agnehe Agnihotra Kala Itaro Agnihi Ahavaniya Praniyate Pranayanat Praniyate Asmad Iti Pranayano Garhapatyo Agnihi. So he says that when we do Agnihotra or when we are doing a Havan etc., at that time there is a lamp which is kept at the altar, and from that the fire is taken and brought to the Agnihotra. You don't light the fire in the Havan Kund with a matchstick. You don't light the fire in the Havan Kund with a electric torch. Cut, 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 and that is not the way, because that fire is impure. Then from where? From the altar. That altar in which 24 hours the lamp is burning, or it has been initiated before the puja, the Agni puja has been done, the lamp puja has been done, or the god's puja has been done, and that lamp, main lamp, from there the fire is brought and offered and put into the to the Havan Kund to light up the Samidha. Therefore, so that fire which is in front of the altar, that is called as Garhapatya Agni. It is the permanent, it is the basis that never goes off. And from there you take the fire to light the fire in the Havan Kund. Therefore, because it has been brought from there to this place, therefore it is called as Praniyate Asmat. Similarly, here it is told, Tatha Suptasyapana Vrittehe Praniyata Iva Prano Mukhanasikaabhyam Sancharatyata Ahavaniya Sthaniyaha Pranaha. Similarly, this pran also, pran is the breath which is going in and out. This pran also in the sleeping person, this pran comes out of, because he is not there, he is not breathing, he is not making any efforts. So where is the pran coming from? It is this fire of pran. Remember, they told all the five fires, pran, apan, vyan, udan, saman. So from the apan fire, where is the apan fire? In the lower part of your body, in the genitals and in the excretory area. And from there the fire, the Agni is borrowed, and it continues going in and out during sleep. And goes out of the nostrils, inside and out. And this is called as Ahavaniya Sthani, Ahavaniya Agni. So first one was called Garhapatya Agni, which was the basis, that when you take the fire from the main lamp and bring it to the Havan Kund, that Havan Kund where the fire is continuously burning, that is the Ahavaniya Prana. Vyanastu Hridayad Dakshinas Sushiradvarena Nirgamad Dakshina Dik Sambandhad Anvaharya Pachano Dakshinagnihi. And then the Vyana. Where is the Vyan? Vyan is in the Dakshina. Dakshina is the south. South is on the right side of the heart. Dakshin, according to the scriptures, Dakshin is not south of earth. Dakshin is on the right side of your. Sita ji is Vama Bhagini. She stands on the Vama part. And here Dakshina is this side. Uttar is in the, then where is the, if this is the south, right hand of yours is the south, then where will be the north? This side. And where will be the east? If this is the south, where will be the east? Wherever you are facing, that is east. That is why don't get too much caught up in east is where the sun rises. That's an illusion. This is the real sun, which never dies. So Here it is told that this Dakshina Agni, it is on the right hand side of the heart, and therefore it is called as Anvaharya Agni, and it is from there that fire goes through all the capillaries and nerves to Vyana. Vyana's job was to keep the whole system functioning, nourishing, etc. And we will talk about it more in our next class. We have to start from, where are we? Fourth verse we have to start, fourth shloka. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sit quietly, but just one announcement. On Easter Friday, we are having at 9 a.m. I will send the SMS, complete Bhagavad Gita chanting at Nagaraj's house. So all are welcome. Bring your Bhagavad Gita along with you, or I can send you a link when we are in the class together. Hari Om. Sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om. So contemplate, where do all the faculties go back in sleep tonight?